Oh man shoots and kills wife, turns gun on himself at Jehovah's Witness Hall on Christmas morning.
Stuff like that.
Oh,
She said that just went by. It's okay. He'll be in there yet. We'll have to do. What's up, Rachel?
What?
Wish I had a piece of tape. What's up, Poe? Trying to figure something out here. It's not working.
What?
That works.
I'll just give you a little piece of tape.
No, don't need it. We're good.
Alright.
Drop my little map.
Oh, my feet are freezing.
What is up, Batman? Kathy? Y'all ready? What was that?
All I heard was, y'all ready for this? Stop kidding me.
You're ready? Now you make me nervous that you're here, Mike. Merry Christmas, Stacy. Kathy says, Katie.
Kathy! Merry Christmas!
Computer. Play Jump Around.
What do you want me to play?
Listen to me and I'll tell you. Play Jump Around.
I can shuffle songs from Scooter Holiday.
I don't know who Scooter Holiday is.
is.
Computer. Play Jump Around, House of Pain.
Shuffle and Jump Around and similar songs on Amazon Music.
She gonna irritate
She
me.
has been so weird.
She been lippy today. Merry Christmas, Katie, says Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, mama boys. What up, Brandon Kramer, .official. Merry Christmas. What up, Utah? Merry Christmas, Lumpy Lisa. Y'all ready? Did y'all get what you wanted for Christmas? Back from the dead. What's up, crazy girl? Merry Christmas to you. Which count are you? Are you coming in on your backup in case you get banned or something? What's going on there? That was a door. Maybe we'll get some active things tonight. You'll be on your main? Alright. I got things I needed. Nice. Hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. It's a lot different now that the kids are older. Just different kind of Christmas, you know. They didn't get out of bed until like 10. What do you get into? We're about to do an interview with Realghosthunter1. You rearrange the house. Nice. I guess that's what makes you happy on Christmas. You do you. What's up, Cali girl? Merry Christmas to you too. What up, Shelly Beads? Central Nebraska. Nice. Welcome in, Jennifer. We're south of York a little ways. Ben, you're saying you didn't like certain people? Yeah, that'll happen. The song just drags on.
Yeah, this.
Computer. I appreciate you, but pause. Right. What up, Fuki? What up, Justin? Thanks for the follows, y'all. Don't forget to enter for your free chance to win a hoodie or a t-shirt, whatever you want to choose. Don't forget, subs get if I do giveaways for subs every month. You're east of Grand Island. We used to live in Grand Island. Many, many moons ago. Sinla, Merry Christmas to you too. What's up, Heavenly? Jess? Love the music. One of my favorite songs. You're just here to watch. I hope you guys do watch. It's going to be a fun interview, mostly paranormal stuff, because that's what I do. I hope we can do Mr. Paranormal Defense a little justice. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Central City. Oh, I got scary stories about that place. Scary stories. It was kind of a crazy little town you lived in. Today was a hard day. I'm sorry. Breeze coming again. Merry Christmas to you, Jennifer Lee. Oh, I didn't see the gifts. Thanks for the gifts, Brandon. You live in Kansas. I do not. I am from Kansas, but I live in Nebraska. I've been in Nebraska for how long? 23 years. Long time. Came here when I was 20. I was about to turn 21. You've got stories in Central City as well. Thanks for the cap. Breeze, appreciate you. Thanks for the rose. Do you know an author that used to live there that wrote like adult novels? That's where my story goes. It's an interesting story. Thanks for the football. I do get a single rose from you, Utah. I appreciate the single rose. I'll put it back to our investigations. 5-minute warning. What do you mean 6 minutes? You gotta be 1 minute late? No, you don't. Somebody told me she moved, but her and her hubby and her kids used to live there. It was interesting. Interesting story. Can't tell it tonight because tonight's about Realghosthunter1, but definitely hop in and ask me about it sometime. I'll tell you about it. It was crazy. Get my full attention. 5 minutes. No, you don't get it right now. I can tell you about the time I was at Farrar and Extreme Screams saw a big black mass and freaked out, and Realghosthunter1 decided he was going to chase it down, and not sure what, but he went to chase it down. That was one of the coolest shit I've ever seen. I went with Dylan the other way though, so I don't know what happened at that end of the hall. We were following the kid's voice. You lived in a very haunted house? Heck yeah. My house ain't haunted. I wish it was. Dude, he did look like he'd go and punch it. I asked him later like what he was going to do if he caught it. He didn't know. But he was going. If I wouldn't have heard the kid's voice, I probably would have went and followed him. But then Dylan and I heard a kid behind us, so we chased that down. Yours isn't haunted? What goes on in your house then there, Utah? You had no idea what you're going to do. That was a fun time. Definitely the funnest investigation I've been on. It's all a ruse. Nice emoji. Got the pink logo. I think that pink logo looked good on a black shirt. Oh. Howdy. Why does that sound like a volcano bag? I don't know. You want to answer that, Katie? She don't want to answer that either. I have cat ghosts and our old husky. Ooh. I don't have any ghost pets. I've never even seen a ghost animal yet. That would be kind of cool. I kind of like the paranormal stuff. Can you tell us a story? You gotta wait. we'll get into some stories. A couple more minutes. What up, Ghost Rider? Shirley, that's my chicken, Shirley. I like to style my hair after that chicken. Tagging the FYP, thanks Heavenly. I forgot to get the cushion for my chair again. So sitting out here on a hard wooden chair. I'm next to a pretty lady, so it's all good. She ignored me too. Thanks for the candy cane. No, I didn't say nothing.
I heard you talking about some pretty lady that I don't see you sitting by.
I said I'm sitting by a pretty lady. Who's Katie? That's my
I don't
wife.
see nobody else sitting
She's
here.
over here. She don't like to be on camera, so it's pretty rare to catch her on camera.
Yeah.
We should show them the Nebraska Paranormal beanie, though. You should just come over here and say hi and Merry Christmas to everybody. She's giving me a look. There she goes.
Merry Christmas.
That's all you get, apparently. She's still your #1 TikTok crush, Rachel? I'll let her know. She came in and said, I know, Fuki, that surprised the heck out of me. I was not expecting to walk back in here and see her in front of the camera. Heavenly says, what's up, Katie? She's actually said, hello, beautiful Katie.
Hello.
Justin loves you, Katie. Nah, she is beautiful. She's my favorite lady in the world.
You have to say that because I'm sitting right here.
I don't have to say that. I say that because it's true. We're in Nebraska. We're down by Hebron. It's mostly where we investigate at. Byron says, Katie.
Hi, Byron.
See, everybody knows Katie, but hardly anybody knows what she looked like. Your #1 TikTok crush is yourself? That's a good way to be. That's mine. Mike. You drove through Nebraska last month. I am sorry, Breeze. Hopefully you didn't take the interstate, because that is a very boring drive. Thanks for the follow.
I mean, last week it was nice.
Oh, she a beautiful young lady. I ain't saying shit. What up, Shayna? What up, Steph? Merry Christmas, Crystal. We should be getting ready to start here any minute now. We should be seeing Realghosthunter1 coming in. What's up, Negative? How you doing this evening? Hope you had a good Christmas. If I had a TikTok crush, that would be rock bottom. Oh, dang. My TikTok crush is Mike, actually. Don't tell anybody. Merry Christmas, Mary Logans. Merry Christmas, Kyle. Yeah, he said, oh shoot, he's on time. Add my backup to the crew real fast without leaving the live. What, you think I'm gonna get freaking banned or something? What's going on?
What's up?
How was your Christmas?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Good.
Oh,
you missing the hat? Look up. Oh yeah.
Oh, hey! I
Breeze.
saw it. I saw it.
I was not gonna ask that question.
Not gonna ask what?
Why are you looking like Freddy Krueger tonight?
Because it's red and green.
Oh, it looks like
Christmas.
black on the screen.
Nah, it's red and green for Christmas.
Well, that makes sense.
There, I'll make it a little better. Put a little blessing on it.
Does that make it better? Put a little
blessing. Put a little blessing. Hey, Tina, I see you.
Freddy's is red and green, is it? Shit, I thought it was red and black.
See? Look, here, hold up. There, is that better? Does that look green now?
No, it still looks black on mine. Oh well.
Anyway,
he might have one. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready when you are.
All right, so everybody, this is Realghosthunter1. Y'all probably know him. If you don't, definitely follow him. He's an amazing investigator. I hope I do some justice to Mike's other interviews with this. Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle.
All right, we'll start out with the basics. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, That's not a question. That's just
All right,
me
what's your
talking.
name?
My name is Brian Dunn.
How long you been on TikTok for?
I have been on TikTok for just over 2 years.
How long have you been a paranormal investigator?
I've been a paranormal investigator officially. I'm gonna lessen my dates, my years. I'm gonna say 2007 ish. And the reason I do that is because a lot of it was just introduction to it, type of thing.
Right. Okay, so that leads us in kind of the next question. We've all heard your story of your first paranormal experience. Is
Right.
that what got you into the paranormal?
No, that's what made me terrified of the paranormal.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. No, that's what that happened when I was 7 years old. And then I wanted nothing to do with it, and I was scared of ghosts. I knew they existed, but I was scared of ghosts for 15 years, something like that.
Thanks for that.
Nice hat, by the way, the woolly one.
Were you curious about the paranormal stuff before that had happened, or like?
No, I didn't know anything about it. I was, like I said, I was 7, so it was like I was too busy being a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle, thank you very much.
Let's see here. So you said about 15 years after that. So
Ish. Yeah.
what made you decide to go on your first paranormal investigation? Like somebody invite you or
Actually, uh, I don't know. I guess I just got curious, watching the TV shows and stuff like that, and I wanted to do it. And I'm like, well, let's see if I can figure out what happened to me when I was little. And that's
okay.
what started all the curiosity in the paranormal world. Started reading books, reading stories, talking to people about their experiences, um, creating a team, joining another team. There's a lot. There's a lot to it, actually. It's been so long that I even get confused as far as when it all started.
Now, like for me when I started, you were a tremendous help for me. And like people that watch me can see that I do my investigations a lot the way I've learned from you. Now, did you have somebody to learn from like that, or did you just watch TV shows at that time?
Well, I want to say no. I want to say I haven't learned from a lot, but there are people are going to laugh when I say this. This is something I have not mentioned a lot before, but and I know how you feel about Steve Huff, but in his earlier days, he would really interact on a personal level with spirits in his home. And he helped cross over a little kid named Johnny. I think his name was Johnny. And that's what got me hooked on him. And it got me to realize that you need to have respect for the spirit as well as the people you're trying to help. And to answer a question that may come up in a little bit, I've done mostly residential, like family issues, is what I've taken care of most of my so-called career. It hasn't always been, haunted prisons and hotels and stuff like that. It was 95% of it is private investigations.
Now, as you know, I've never done a private investigation in a home. Like, can you kind of explain to us? You don't have to get into names or nothing, but like,
Mm-hmm.
what a typical case would have been. Like, what do they call and say to you? They like, my house is haunted. I need help. Or
Mostly it's people that, yeah, a lot of it is what most people would call, oh, God damn it. First of all, everybody thinks they have a demon in their house. First of all, everybody does. And they never do. They never do. It's very rarely. I've been doing this forever and I've only come across one. and it was not in somebody else's home. But that's for another time. What normally happens is they'll call you up and they'll say, well, I heard a voice, or the lights are flickering, or the TV goes on by itself, or this place is haunted. Can you come and check it out? I'm thinking about moving in. I've gotten a couple of those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And generally speaking, I don't want to say I have my own gifts. I'm not a medium. I don't claim to be any of that. I just go with my gut and go with my feeling and my senses. Okay. But I can walk into a place and automatically within a few minutes know if something is watching me, know if something is there. It is. I can do that. I don't know why. I don't know how. It just happens. As far as what, they're all different. And whenever somebody calls me and I used to have my phone number out there for everybody to call me and do, come over to their house and do whatever. But once TikTok started, I had to cut that out because I couldn't have everybody having my personal cell phone number.
Right. Like, did you advertise your services, or just word of mouth? People heard
No,
about
we
you?
did. I actually advertised on Facebook quite a bit. And Facebook is full of paranormal enthusiasts, full of it. Um, it really picked up when I was with a certain unmentionable team that actually has an account here on TikTok. But I was part of their team, and it got to the point where I was running the events for this team. And while I was doing that is when all the shit went down at the Greenville station with the floating head, and all that was during a public event. What we did is we opened up the bar for these people to come in off the street, and they'd pay $15 or whatever, and we'd spend an hour to an hour and a half just doing an investigation there. And I never got any money for it. It was just me doing it. But yeah, that team is doing some other things right now, and we had some issues, so we parted ways. Then I started Cool Touch Paranormal shortly after that. So, but that's still going today. So,
What made you decide to? Because most of us know your TikTok account ahead before paranormal wasn't paranormal related at all.
right.
What made you decide one day, hey, I'm going to put paranormal on TikTok instead?
Because I didn't want to be another person just lip syncing other people's shit. I didn't want to be. I wanted to bring something to TikTok that wasn't here much before I got here. When I came on TikTok 2 years ago, there was maybe 6 paranormal people, and that was it. Nothing. Yep. I came on, nobody was running spirit boxes when I came on. I was the first one that I know of to do that. And people were into it, and my account grew pretty fast. I'm glad I did it. And since I got onto this app, a lot of people have reached out for help, and I was fortunate enough to be able to help them in one way, shape, or form, whether it be advice or just what not to do. Either way, but that's why I love being here so much. The only thing I don't like is when people jump into, I want to be a paranormal investigator, I want to be a ghost hunter because it's cool. That's the wrong reason to do it. Don't do that, because then you're going to get yourself into some shit, and then you're going to call me to try to fix it, and then I'm going to get pissed at you for getting in over your head. I'll still do it. I'll still help, but
Well, that's nice of you.
Yeah.
Now, are you a type of person that thinks there's a difference between ghost hunting and paranormal investigating? And if so, which one are you?
I do. I do. If I had to pick between the two titles, I would definitely pick Paranormal Investigator. The reason that I picked Realghosthunter1 is Paranormal Investigator is too goddamn long of a name for TikTok. So I picked Real Ghost Hunter. And of course, Real Ghost Hunter was taken by an 8-year-old kid, so I had to go with 1. So yeah, so now I'm Real Ghost Hunter 1. there is a big difference between a ghost hunter and a paranormal investigator. Everybody will tell you. Most of the time, generally speaking, a ghost hunter goes in, finds what he can get, gets the answers, and then leaves. Paranormal investigator sticks around, does research, sticks around to see what he can do to help the family, to help out after the fact, after the investigation is done. So there's a little bit more to it. It's not just go in and record and play with toys and, you know, all of that. There's a little bit more, which I like. Now, and I bring in, you know, the educational part of it to try to keep people from getting in over their head. So if I can get to you before you make the mistake and hopefully guide you in the right direction, take that and go in your own direction. I don't tell anybody how to do things. I just tell them how I've done it and what's been safe and which is the best way to approach it. How you do it is up to you.
Now, the other night I was having a discussion with somebody about taking your kids with you. For people that don't know, Brandon does have a couple kids, and they're funny as heck. Have you ever taken one of them with
I haven't taken them to a private investigation, but they live with me. They live in this house. This house is extremely haunted and active. My daughter has had her Gatorade bottle slide off her nightstand right in front of me.
you? Wow.
My daughter is now 16. My youngest is 16 years old, and she catches EVPs on her phone.
So she's got a little bit of the blood in
So,
her.
yeah, my older one, Riley, she's 21, has no interest in it whatsoever, is completely over it. She is over her dad being a TikTok guy. She hates the fact that I have hundreds of thousands of followers. I mean, she doesn't even look at my stuff anymore. She's so pissed off about my account. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about asking your younger daughter to go with you? Like maybe not a private place, but like
Oh,
out
I'm
to.
sure. I'm sure she would go with me. I wouldn't suggest to other people to bring your kids along.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, bringing kids along is you're only putting them at risk. They're not going to help you. They're not going to help you at all unless they're trained and you know basically groomed to know what to do. Even when I do private investigations, unless the entity, if you will, is messing with the kid specifically, I ask them to leave. And I always do at least partial where there is no one else in the home. Get the family out, see what I can find, and I compare that to when they come back, the activity that happens then. Because what that tells me is if the spirit is attached to the home, attached to the person, or just a traveler. You can find all that out just by separating the house from the people.
Now let's say you do ask her sometime, and she's still young, 16, 17. Is there
Mm-hmm.
something you would not let her do on an investigation, like a Ouija board, being alone in a
It's
allegedly demonic place?
well, if she's with me, she's a lot safer than if she's just out doing it with her friends. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, and I've brought in people and who have told me that it's a lot easier and they're a lot safer if I'm there. I don't know what it is about my energy or about what I think when people like us go and do things like this, spirit knows what kind of people we are. They know if we're there to be an ass or if we're there to help them. They can sense that too. They're not they know a lot more than we give them credit for. Boy, it's really bothering you guys about this sweater, ain't it?
I've been hoping you were ignoring that stuff.
Jesus Christ, everybody's commenting. I might take it off. Thanks,
I've seen a
Kyle.
couple. I've seen a couple device questions, so I got a thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just want your quick thoughts on these devices that I name, okay? You can say whether you use them or not, whether you think they're bullshit, if
Okay.
you have an issue
Oh,
with
this
stuff.
should be good.
I thought so.
Oh,
Little speed
oh,
thing.
mother. If you, I know there's going to be a couple things.
Oh, there
All
definitely will be. Are you ready?
right. So you're going to mention.
I'm going to say the name of the device, and you just tell me what you think of it. If you
Okay.
use it, if not,
All
whatever.
right.
If you want to teach us a little bit about it, whatever. All right. The first one's obviously the SB7 or 11.
All right. I love them both. I love the SB7. I love the SB11. The reason, if you are a novice ghost hunter, and I'm saying not just the first day, because on your first day, forget spirit box. Don't even think about a spirit box on your first day, your first week, your first months. Don't even think about it. That's above your pay grade. Okay, you're not ready for that. The SB7 is designed for. Sorry, I'm distracted by the comments. I gotta stop reading them. Some of them are pretty good. Anyway,
Yeah.
the SB7 is designed to be user friendly. It does have its downside to where you need an external speaker because it's not very loud. But the SB11, which came out as an improvement to the SB7, what that does is it has a built-in amplifier, so you don't need the external speaker, and it has the two channels, so you can run two different channels simultaneously, which is awesome and is my favorite spirit box, which I use all the time.
I'm
Matter of
pretty much,
fact, here's the SB11.
that's the older one, right?
PSP11, if you want to be specific. That's what it looks like.
That's the one without the noise thing on the back,
Right. Yeah.
which sucks. Now, you said something interesting there. Um, I can kind of attest when you said when you're a novice, don't even worry about your spirit box because
Mm-hmm.
I got mine in, I'd say April, May of that year. And you probably remember me calling you up, texting you, this thing is broken. It don't work. I would not get anything. And so he'd tell me about bonding with it, still nothing. I take it to Farrar and I see how he uses it. He gives me a few pointers, and that box freaking came awake at Farrar. And
Oh,
it's given me stuff ever since. And it's
yeah.
the weirdest thing. I can't explain that. That is an incredible thing. Because
I
I
want to
jumped
say
on
it's because I want to say it's because I was holding it, but
it.
you know,
Could have been.
I
It
don't
was
know.
the
I
weirdest
don't know,
thing.
but it lit up pretty good.
All right, next one will be easy for you. A K2.
K2. A K2 is very good for doing base readings. Not enough people are doing base readings. They're going in and they're doing they're just turning it on and, oh, it's lighting up. It's a spirit. No, not necessarily. It could just be the natural energy in the room. So not enough people are doing base readings. And what that means is you turn it on, you walk through every area of the room, of the house, or the building, whatever you're doing, and get an idea of what the natural forces are in the room. Once you do that, you set it up to where there is no natural force affecting the K2, in which case you get a much better, much more reliable yes, no answers. Um, can you consider the K2 as uh, absolute evidence? No way. No, no. For instance, and I'll give you an example. When you're doing an old doll, like everybody has a haunted doll now, okay? Old dolls are put together with wire, okay? When wire is cut to a certain length, it works like an antenna and it picks up AM, FM broadcasting. So, what that does is that interferes with the K2, setting it off. So, if you put it up to it, it's going to say, I'm talking to you, I'm haunted, when in actuality, it's just the metal wires in the doll.
It's interesting to think about because you see a lot of times people will go into stores and just run their K2 along dolls. And it's
Mhm.
always the old doll that's haunted. I mean, that
Right.
makes a lot of sense, actually.
Right.
All right, you ready? Digital voice recorder.
Digital voice recorder is the best paranormal equipment ever created. It is by far the most undoubtable evidence you're ever going to get is from a digital voice recorder. Um, if you have two people in a room and you get three voices on it, where the hell did that other voice come from? And that's why I always say when you're doing an EVP session, which is what those are used for, that you don't have too many people in the room. It cuts out a lot of the variables. If you're down to one, two, or even three people, then you can identify the voices and what was said. And you always want to review it as soon as you can afterwards so you remember the conversations that you had. What's up, John?
All right, the Ouija board.
Ouija board is can be used. I have not had a lot of success with the Ouija board. I've tried it multiple times. Hell, you guys saw me do it live at Farrar, and nothing happened. It moved a little bit. I am the first to say I think the reason it moved a little bit was because of our nerves when we were touching the planchette. Um, I, I I don't think the Ouija board is any more dangerous than a spirit box or an app on your phone. I think what you bring to the investigation is what you're going to get out of it. If you go in scared, you're going to be more scared when you're done. If you go in and you're confident, you might get some decent activity, and if you go in all negative and you're a jerk the whole time you're doing it, you're not going to get anything because you're basically blocking yourself off from anything. You're basically overprotecting yourself with uh what's the word? Skepticism.
I don't know if you want to answer that one. That's actually a good question, Rachel.
Let me see.
Like, try to save your questions for later. We'll do a chat questions. That's a good question, though.
Absolutely, there is a huge difference. Um, that's a perfect example, actually. When you're using a spirit box, now I'm gonna catch some hate on this one. The replies that you get through a spirit box are not EVPs. Okay, everybody's calling them EVPs. They are not. Okay, an EVP is basically a disembodied voice that you can't hear. All right, electronic voice phenomena. All right, it is not the same. Um, the recorded voice on an EVP is much more credible as evidence than what you hear through the spirit box. And I say that because a lot of people will hang on every little blurb that comes through a spirit box, and you cannot do that. Okay. You're going to get interference. I don't care who you are, where you are, you're going to get interference through the spirit boxes. So, that being said, there is no interference when you're recording on a digital voice recorder. You already know what's there. If you're hoping interference, because the interference that comes in is going to be spirit talking to you. That's the interference. So, yes, huge difference.
All right, my favorite device, the REM pod.
REM pod. I love the REM pod. I've got 3 of them. I like them because, unlike some people who have them go off all the time, mine do not. I set them, there's certain things you don't want to do with a REM pod. You don't want to set them on the ground. You don't want to set them on the ground, and you definitely don't want to set them in the grass. I don't know why, but it interferes with them and makes them go off periodically. You want to make sure that the battery is pushed up tight, because they run off a 9-volt battery and they become loose in there. They're not a very good connection. If they become loose a little bit, it'll set it off or not let it go off at all. So make sure that's pushed in. You have to, and if it goes off constantly, you have to flip the switch on the bottom, turn it off, and reset it. You can't just pretend it's a ghost screaming at you. You know, you got to do your due diligence and do the right thing. Don't bullshit people. You know.
All right, cat balls.
Oh, cat balls are about as useful as the flashlight, in my opinion, the gapping trick, because they're both used off of the same principle. They're both used off of, one is motion, one is gapped. So, flashlight gapping, if those of you don't know, it's when you have a adjustable flashlight and you turn it to where it's just on, and then you turn it back a crack to create a small gap between the connection and the battery source, the power source. Well, and it said that spirit is made of energy. So when a spirit goes and puts its little hand in the flashlight, it activates, it fills the circuit and lights it up. Okay. In my personal opinion, if it was a real spirit, they wouldn't need you to gap shit. They would turn the flashlight on while it's off. They don't need you to turn it just so. But that's my opinion, you know, and I know I'll catch some, there's going to be some hate for that, but that's how I feel. Cat balls, basically the same thing. Cat balls usually work on motion. Usually a vibration or something will set them off, or they can be used as like the gapping method. But can you count on either one of them? I mean, it all depends. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't work. I'm just saying it's so hard to prove, along with a few other things that I'm sure you're going to mention shortly.
Well, flashlight was next, and you already covered that. So
You're welcome.
all right. Here's the funny ones. Dowsing rods or pendulums.
All right. All seriousness, everybody knows I hate them both. But the reason that I don't like them so much is not because they don't work, but pendulums, and it's a pendulum, not a pendulum for everybody.
Pendulum.
That just hurts my ears. Anyway, they both work off of basically the same premise. Spirit is moving, either the rods or, you know, the crystal, whatever. What I'm saying is you cannot prove that you're not moving them. There's no way in hell you can prove it. Unless you set it in a tripod or something, there is no way. You can sit at home and do it yourself or in a private setting, and you can convince yourself that it's working, and the whole time you're subconsciously moving those rods. I see it all the time. All the time. You can watch people on TikTok and they're sitting here like this, holding them damn rods, or even better, when they're like this and you can't see their hands. I mean, come on. Yeah. To me, they can work. Don't get me wrong. They can both work, but don't go on and tell people that you're working miracles with them. That's just nonsense.
All right. I can't see you at all on my screen. Can you guys see him? I can hear you, but you're like frozen on my screen. Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. They can see you. Okay. Well, I can't see you.
Well, that's no good.
They can see you.
Okay.
It's up to you if you want to back out and come back in, or if you just want to keep going like this.
I can back out for a second. It don't take long.
Okay. Yeah, he's frozen for me. Stuck. I could hear him though. He'll jump back in real quick. What's up, Kayla Ash? Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, Kathy. So go let him in.
I'm here. Can you see me?
Definitely my TikTok that's screwed up.
I think he's messed up.
Waffles.
Let him know if you can hear me.
Nate. Ah, dang it.
Can you hear me?
Nope.
No, you can't hear me.
Let me switch Wi-Fi. You could hear him, but not see him. I can't even hear him. Tell him I can't hear him.
Well, maybe you're better off if you can only hear me and not see me.
I can't even hear him this time. I checked my updates before I got on. I didn't have any updates. Tell him I cut him off. I don't know what it's doing.
I got you on my screen.
Good old TikTok. I might have to back out and restart. He can hear me. I can't hear him at all. Yeah, I'm going to have to restart.
Okay.
All right, guys. Let's restart the live. We're talking about devices with Realghosthunter1. He has... Oh, now he's gone. So I'm going to restart my live. Come on back. We'll hit the next device, and then we've got a few more questions for him. So I'll be right back. My TikTok died.